Ooh, new map.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. Or should we
Okay.
follow the coastline?
I don't know what all the fuss was about this island. It's actually very picturesque.
It's nice and green.
So there is a muddy trail heading roughly south. It seems to be skirting around some jagged hills that rise gradually on your right.
Yeah, follow the path.
I'm glad this isn't a true path, because I don't like steps.
What?
Or if it went straight, we'd have to go up the hill, wouldn't we?
Shut
Okay.
up, blood current.
So you begin
I
to
was just
descend.
making light of the conversation. Our long journey.
You begin to descend into some kind of valley, or what basically is effectively a bowl between hills to your left and right. And the land here gets marshier. You're sort of wading through. The path sort of skirts around a deep bog, but even so, you're up to your nearly the top of your boots in this muddy black water. And as your boots leave the squelching mud and your footprints fill with water, you occasionally catch a glimpse of a black, sinuous shape moving into the puddles that you leave behind. Seems Eel Island is living up to its name. Eventually, you meet a crossroads in a tangled forest of birch trees. Again, these trees are all growing together, tangled and windswept, and everything is covered in this thick moss that sort of flaps in the wind like tattered flags.
What did that journal say about crossroads?
Don't remember it mentioning crossroads, other than head to the cottages, then head west. Is it west? I can't remember.
It was, yeah.
Well, if it's west, we wouldn't want to head east now, I don't think. So
Yes.
presumably we'll just keep going down.
Let's completely ignore this path that we'll never need to use.
Plus that treasure's south as well. Just saying. Hey!
You begin to ascend a small rise, and as you do, you notice just a slight puff, wisp of smoke ascending, and as you come over the rise, coming into view is this a humble sort of ragtag cottage.
Somebody's inside.
Let's pillage this cottage.
Now let's just have a moment here to think about what kind of terrible people would inhabit this hot cottage. Possibly thieves, smugglers.
There's nothing wrong with a thief. Why don't I sneak up to the house and have a little look-see inside?
Good plan.
Good man.
Okay, so make a stealth check.
Oh, 10.
Okay, so you think you're being stealthy.
Can't 9 stealth and I rolled a 10.
And you creep as silently as you can up to the cottage, and with the aim of peering through the window. But just as you're approaching the window, your foot goes into a bog, and as you go to move your foot away, it's completely held firmly by the mud, and you basically go flying forward, and your head collides with the window. You quickly dart around the other side of the window, but you're not sure if anyone heard you. Oh God, where are they?
This doesn't sound good.
I think we've made a mistake. Should we go back?
By the way, did George see the fish saying leave this place?
You'd moved down the beach.
Okay.
You don't know if George saw the fish.
They're all attacking George now.
You wait there behind the window for a moment, waiting to see if anything comes looking for you. But after 5 minutes or so, there's still no sign of anything coming to look for you.
But there is smoke rising from the cottage.
Mm-hmm.
Is the cottage 2 stories or just one?
It's a single story, yeah. It's a bungalow.
Okay.
Well, if nobody's in, then we should just walk past and continue on our quest to the cave.
There's a small courtyard. So where you're standing, there's a. You're basically next to a window. On the short side of the cottage. On the long side. So on your right, there's the long side of the cottage, and the path continues past it. And on your left, there seems to be a courtyard with a low stone wall.
We could just knock on the front door, of course.
And just see if they're pleasant and friendly.
Looks like
What
a
do we
nice
need from
cottage. All their money.
Can I pick the lock?
I don't. It's just breaking
so
an entry.
The front door is on the long side of the opposite the path, so you'd need to go past that window, and so you'd need to sort of sneak under the window and up to the door.
Can I sneak under the window?
Yeah, are you going to have a peek through the window? You didn't really get a good view last time because,
I hit my head.
yeah.
I'll have a little peek in.
You can make another stealth check because you've realised
for
that
that.
you.
That's not much better. 13.
You poke your head up. You think that you're out of sight. Peer through the glass, and sort of taken aback. There are a lot. What's in the room is a lot closer than you were expecting, but doesn't seem to have noticed you. It's a young lady.
Bloody hell.
I saw her first.
She's got jet black hair, and it's sort of tied back by a handkerchief. She's wearing the commoner's clothes, and she seems to be in the middle of making some food. Behind her, there's a fire going, and there's some logs on, and you can see some commotion. It's in a room beyond the one that you're looking into, and you can't quite get an idea of what's going on in there. All you can tell is that something or someone else is in another room adjacent.
Let's get Kurak to knock on the door. He's got a friendly looking face.
Oh, I made Kurak a new portrait because that one is so disgusting. Did you see it, Joe? It's on your character sheet.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh, on the character sheet.
Yeah.
What's that?
Is the same one that's down here?
No.
I thought you chose that one.
I did choose the one that's showing at the moment, but the one that's on my character sheet is slightly different. Well, it's not slightly, it's very different. I'll change it over. I've got to log out, though, haven't I?
I think you can just open it in another window. Roll20 front page.
One sec. Oh, but I love it.
This horrible red thing.
It's like the hobgoblin from Spider-Man, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
So what are you doing, Tavron?
I'm suggesting that Kurak knocks on the door.
I'm sorry, I'm not in earshot. I can't help you.
In fact, I go back to Creamy and suggest that she goes and knocks on the door and speaks to the girl with black hair.
All right.
Yes, best not to scare the girl.
Maybe a
Such
song
an
would be
attractive
enough.
young lady like myself in.
That's what I thought, Creamy.
Yes. Okay. Then Creamy will go up and knock on the door.
Okay. There's a. You hear from the other side. Oh, coming. And the door opens, and standing there is a young lady, quite attractive but plain, sort of dirty from obviously she's been doing some housework and making dinner and things. She's young, very, very young. Maybe it's difficult to say. 15 to between 15 and 18.
Okay.
Careful now, Creamy.
And she's quite pretty, but she looks quite quite taken aback to see you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. Good day. And she moves to shut the door on you.
No. Put in the door.
What do you want? Don't hurt us.
No, you're alright, you're alright. Are you like a witch or something? I wasn't here during the recap of the last session, so I can't really... I don't remember.
Oh. You're a friend of Diego's.
I'm not a witch. I'm a girl. Are you an orc? Are you going to murder me and make bread out of my bones?
No, I'm not that kind of orc. I'm more of a toilet cleaner sort of orc. No fighting in my family.
Do you promise?
Oh, even if I try, you probably win a fight with me.
You hear another voice. Eva, who's that? It's what's your name?
Creamy bathwater.
It's a lady. Creamy. Is she safe? And you're definitely safe, aren't you?
Oh yes, and I've got a load of like men here with me, including including like a really massive bloke. But oh no, there's one. There's a policeman.
Policeman?
We're Yes,
City Watch.
got a city watch member.
From the city that we live in.
I've travelled far and wide.
You speak so elegantly.
Well,
Thank you.
you can come in. Me and my sisters, we don't have much, and we weren't expecting guests.
Oh, it's okay.
I've got rations to feed everyone.
Yeah, we have our own food. Again, I'm not really sure why we're here. Maybe someone remembers. I was chosen to come and say hello because I'm the most attractive.
May we approach as well?
Tell your friends that they're welcome to come in. We haven't much to feed you, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's all right.
My name's Eva.
Have you got any rats for everyone?
Eva, did you ever meet or see someone walk past this cottage? A man?
There's only one man that comes here, the nice man, Diego. He brings us food.
Yes, that's the man.
Diego.
Unfortunately, in the city...
And,
What?
And, Auntie comes along sometimes.
Auntie? Diego's auntie.
Auntie? Our auntie.
Oh, you are?
Oh,
And where does she
shit.
live?
Does she live in a cave?
Oh, I don't know. She doesn't tell us. She comes so rarely. But maybe once a year we see Auntie. She's always so concerned about us.
What's Auntie's name?
We just call her Auntie.
Why do you not know where your auntie lives?
That's a bit weird.
She's not really our auntie. We're orphans, you see. But she's a nice old woman. She looks after us.
Which?
An old woman.
Anyway, are you going to stand in the door? Are you going to come in with your friends?
How many of you are there in here?
There's me, my sister Anna, and my sister Liz.
There's 3 of you.
I only heard 2 voices. Where is your third member? May you all present yourselves in front of me. This is a policeman speaking.
So, come in. Eva leads you into the humble cottage. Tavron, you've seen this room before. There's a table, counters in the middle of preparing what looks like it's bread dough. There's various sort of herbs and dried spices hanging from the walls, but there's really not a lot here. It's a very simple abode. Eva offers you a seat on the table. There's only 4 seats, unfortunately. A moment later, you see another young woman enter. This one is blonde, with a slightly thinner face and very big blue eyes. This is Anna. Anna, say hi to Creamy, and I'm so sorry I didn't get your names.
I'm
Correct. Gigantor.
Tavaron.
Wade, Tavaron, Kurak, is that? And
Yes.
the giant man.
Close enough.
Hello. Says Anna. who seems to be a bit shyer than her sister.
How did you find yourselves here on this island?
We've lived here our whole lives.
Do you like it here?
Oh, it's fine. It's peaceful.
And who looked after you when you were younger?
Auntie always sends someone to look after us. There was a man. There was a man called.
He sounds memorable.
I hate thinking up names on the spot.
Paul.
George 2.
Hold on. Renaissance Spanish name generator to the rescue. Not Nadal.
Yes.
Okay.
Fernan. There was a man called Fernan. Quickly writes Fernan down. Who looked after us before Diego. We were expecting Diego yesterday. He was meant to bring food. There's not a lot here to grow. Liz is out doing the gardening. I suspect she'll be in a moment. We grow a few herbs and potatoes, but
Kurak here has plenty of spare rations. I'm sure that he can part with some.
Yes.
They are delicious.
I give them 3 rations each.
Oh, thank you. Will you be looking after us from now on?
I'm afraid we've got some bad news.
It's time for you to die.
Diego won't be looking after you anymore. And as you will have no one to look after you, you should come back to the city that we live in.
Sort of stands there. It's Azeron.
Azeron, yes.
You played an entire other campaign before this in which Azeron was your main enemy.
Yes, you must come to Azeron, where we will.
She sort of stares at you.
Social services.
She sort of stares at you, mouth agape for a moment, and then the door, the far door, not the one you came in on, but the one that opens the courtyard, opens up, and through it enters another tall young woman, again probably about 16 or 17, and this one has auburn hair, curly auburn hair, and she's slightly, but not ever so, more rotund than the others. They're all 3 of them are quite thin. They've been subsisting on meagre rations for the last X number of years. Ah, I thought I heard voices. Who are these?
Yeah, sure.
They're our guests, Liz. Creamy, Wade, Tavron, Kurak, I think, and the giant man.
Yes, be right back.
I've got to go for 15 minutes. I'll be back in 15.
All right.
Okay, Kurak.
I'm just going to go outside and tend to some vegetables.
Kurak takes this moment to have a little power nap.
Did we just lose Gigantor as well?
Yes, looks like it.
dropping like flies.
Yes. Well, as I was just explaining to your orphan sister, we're gonna have to. We've got an errand to run on this island. We're going to a cave to meet an old lady. But you'll have to come back with us, I'm afraid, because Diego has been in trouble with the police, and he won't be delivering food or anything to you anymore. Sorry about that.
So Liz pipes up. So you want us to leave our home?
Well, we could. Are you able to sail? We could loan you a boat so you can get your own food from the island. I'm all for social services. I'm sure that could be. We could find the expenses claim for that.
Why don't you just look after us instead? We could stay here.
I'm afraid we all have jobs to do. And we're not parents. I am not a very good parent myself.
We can tell.
My children find me cold.
I will try and comfort the orphans and say, don't worry, orphans. Everything will be okay, and we'll find people to look after you. Can I do a deception roll?
Are you lying?
Yes, I'm lying.
If you're not lying, it's persuasion. But if you are lying, it's deception.
8.
What Tavron meant to say was that he personally won't be looking after you, but someone else will.
Astoundingly, they rolled a 1, a 7, and a 1. You'll look after us in the city. We've never been to the city before, says Eva.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the city. We can bring you stuff here.
There is a lovely sewer you can stay in.
Azeroth is a land of opportunity. It's very liberal.
You're the policeman, right? She says to Wade.
Yes.
So you'll make sure that we're okay. We can trust you.
Your life is in my hands.
Are you lying?
No.
Make a persuasion check.
I generally believe I'm saving them.
With advantage, because you believe it full heart.
Oh, I didn't do it with advantage.
Well, that's good enough. Do it. Roll another one, and we'll just.
Yeah.
Well, that was a complete and utter waste of time. 2 19s. Okay. We'll go with you to the city. How long do we have until we need to leave?
We'll be back before the end of the day. We just have a short errand to run. We have a boat and everything. It's all worked out.
How much of our belongings can we bring?
How much can they fit on the boat?
The boat's fairly at capacity now, and with 3 extra people, you'll be tight for space.
Don't worry about your belongings right now. We can always head back and fetch them another time. The important thing is you can't and otherwise you won't be safe. You'll run out of food here.
We'll just gather a bag of things, some clothes, and some personal belongings. One bag, is that fine? Is that okay?
Yes.
Eva says, "Sorry, we haven't even offered you any food. Would you like some bread? I'm just in the middle of making some. Some tea?"
No, thank you.
Nah, we've got rations, haven't we? No, we don't want to impose any more than we have.
Can we do like a check to see if they seem legit when offering that food and drink? As
Yeah,
in,
you can do a perception check. Actually, there's a sense motive thing, isn't there?
I do not try to perceive innocent children.
I do.
I accidentally rolled with advantage, but my first roll was 19 anyway.
Insight. It would be insight. Sorry.
Bloody hell. Keep rolling really high numbers, and then you change.
Just a normal insight, not with advantage.
You took away my 18 roll. And I rolled a 6.
They seem legitimate to you, yeah?
Right.
They seem like they want to offer you some tea and food.
Oh. I take out my flail and bash all their heads in. Not really. I still don't want any.
Of the food. No, are we actually hungry? I mean, we got rations.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very kind of you to offer, but we don't want to eat any of your food, sorry.
Okay, well, if you won't stay for that, then maybe on your return we can have a last tea in the cottage before we leave.
Yes, maybe. Maybe not.
You're very keen to peddle that tea, aren't you, ladies? But you seem trustworthy enough. Be back shortly. Bye.
Okay, so you're going to leave the cottage.
Yeah.
So it's sort of bemused and not really sure what to make of what's just happened. The three young ladies watch as you slowly walk away from the cottage and turn to each other, looking upset, confused, but also kind of excited to leave this island after all this time. What are you doing?
While they're leaving the cottage, can I hang back and investigate for any signs of auntie?
Yeah. Make a. So, how are you doing it? What are you going to look for?
I have no idea. Investigate.
Maybe just a perception check then.
Look round.
Yeah, you're looking around.
13.
No, nothing untoward. I mean, it's just a simple cottage. The only thing you do notice, hanging above the fireplace, is some kind of dream catcher with little trinkets, little bits of twigs, and maybe a bone and a lock of hair. You're not, but yeah, it doesn't seem out of place in the cottage. There's lots of sort of quaint sort of
Tat.
Yeah. Spiritual kind of tat, basically. But it did catch your eye.
Okay, I'll leave.
So didn't the thing say to go west, was it, from the cottage?
Hmm.
Should we head west then, boys?
Sounds like a plan.
So, you make your way in the path through the mountains. Well, they're not really mountains, but jagged hills. Again, there's a steep black volcanic rock, making almost a canyon that you're passing between as you head towards the coast. And the path snakes downhill into a tidal plain, which the water's rushing between small islands. It doesn't look deep, but it does look treacherous. I need everyone to make a perception check. I'll do it for Kurak.
Perception.
12.
18.
There is an island in the centre of this swampy channel, and there is something on it moving around. You can see from your sort of lofty position. It may be 300, 400 foot away. Maybe, in fact, probably further than that. Maybe even a quarter of a mile away.
Quarter of a mile away.
Yeah.
Has anyone got like supervision? I don't.
No, it's too far away to make out what it is. Apart from that, it's big.
And it's moving.
I could command it to attack me in a duel.
Yes, you do that, Wade. Does someone want to sneak up, get a bit closer?
Yeah, I think we...
Don't let me do it.
Should we all stealthily move closer to it and hope it doesn't spot us?
Probably not all of us. I imagine there are some of us that aren't quite as stealthy as others.
That's true.
Looking at you, Creamy.
So you can remember you can aid people with a check. So if if one person's doing it and another person's helping.
How can you help someone be stealthy? Like holding leaves over them or something?
Well,
By staying back.
yeah, I guess.
Are we
What
able
I'd do
to
is, if
approach-
two of you are going, I'd take the highest stealth roll of each of you.
Okay,
Are we
so we all roll
able
that.
to get onto this island?
Yeah, the water's low enough to cross. It's probably you'd have to wade across. So it'd be difficult terrain.
Wade will have to go across.
I just scream out to the creature, I'm here!
So who's going? What are you doing? Who's going down?
Do we all have to roll stealth?
No, only the people that are actually going to go and check out
Tell
what
you
it
what.
is.
Creamy's fucking smashing it.
Will someone wade across this water who isn't called Wade? Actually, I'm going to see if I can do it stealthily.
Yes is the answer.
So who's going down?
Me, I guess. Oh no, Wade is.
Wade is.
I'm waiting. So we're just edging closer to the creature to get a better look at it, or to the island.
You're just edging closer to the island, maybe up to the shore. As you walk down the hill and sort of ducking behind bushes and scrub and jagged rocks as you edge towards the this channel, you make out what is standing upon the island. It is a huge, pale creature standing. Hold on. Where's my book? Oh, bugger, it's not in here. Standing.
Night.
Night. Standing over 10 foot tall, with rough leather braces on, a huge belt and sort of shawl, and a mean expression. It's an ogre.
It's Gigantosaurus. Should we pull back a bit?
I think you should challenge it to a duel, Wade.
I think we must do some preparatory spells before we fight this ogre, which I imagine we might have to do to get to the old woman.
It might be friendly.
An ogre.
A bit.
Would they spot if I cast some spells?
You're quite far away, and well, you've rolled your stealth, so you can try and do it stealthily.
Do we know it's an ogre yet, or is this only Wade?
Have you gone back up the hill?
I've not come down yet.
Oh,
Wait, have you gone back up the hill?
I've gone back up the hill actually, yeah, just to to tell everyone it's an ogre.
Well, if it is an ogre, I speak a common tongue with it, giant. I could try and persuade him to give us safe passage.
Yes, that sounds reasonable.
But I'm not going down alone.
Okay. If you're doing the talking, I shall cast this spell upon you. Shield of Faith.
I think it's also worth bearing in mind that I'm pretty sure ogres are chaotic evil. And therefore probably won't.
It shall be reasonable.
Yes.
Right. Well, a lot of these spells that I was thinking of casting, I can cast 2, can't I? Oh.
Do they have material components?
Shield of Faith requires a bit of holy text, but I do have something, I think. Vestments? Were they not?
I'm sure you had a bit of like a Bible or something.
Yeah. Holy. Did I always intend to buy a Bible but never actually got one?
So like 50 gold or something, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, I did try and get one and they were too expensive. I will not cast that spell.
Surprised you don't have you're a paladin, you don't have any holy text. That's surprising.
We can't afford it. Support paladin.
That's why I'm so determined to get paid.
Yeah, you're gonna that 7 silver pieces is really gonna go far.
Do I have a sprinkling of holy water? Could I bless some of the water? I mean, I've got water. I've got water skin.
I don't know.
I'm back.
Yo.
Do I need to roll stealth?
No, we've not
pulled
gone
back a
down.
bit.
A cleric or paladin may create holy water by performing a spiritual ritual. This is all in your brand new player's handbook, Tom, by the way. The ritual takes 1 hour to perform, uses 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver, and requires the caster to expend a first level spell slot.
How many pieces?
25.
Oh my god. It's expensive being a paladin.
Oh my god.
Just go and beat
Why
the
use
fucking
that
shit out of
cover?
it.
I'll come along with you, Gigantor.
Excellent.
I'll come as well, just for moral support. I can't cast any protective spells, I'm afraid.
Where are you going?
There's an ogre blocking the path.
Well, let's kill said ogre.
Yeah, I think we should. Could we try and sneak up on it? Or, well, actually, I suppose we've already rolled all that sneaky stuff, haven't we?
Can you talk to it?
I can, but I don't think it'll be reasoned with. And they probably speak common anyway.
Okay. So, are you wading up to the island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a strong current pushing against you. So it's very difficult terrain. But it's not difficult terrain to go with the current.
Ooh. Bloody hell, he looks a bit battered and bruised, doesn't he? He's already been beaten up.
Tis
Sorry, I
but a
didn't mean to do
scratch.
that.
Right, I'll put. You can see this whole map, can you?
Press that by accident.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Right, let's put you all on.